Well, the Idaho Steelheads return from Lake Tahoe, collecting just one win in 3 games. Now they get ready to hit the road once again, a 3-3 weekend against the Savannah Ghost Pirates beginning on Friday. Cam McGuire here sitting alongside Steelheads forward Thomas Caron. Well, Thomas, want to get to know you a little bit more here, talk about last weekend and talk about this weekend series against the Savannah Ghost Pirates. First off, appreciate the time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get to the basics. Obviously, first year here in Boise. Now you've been here, we're talking early November, so you've been here a little over a month. What are your first impressions of not only the city, but the arena and the organization as a whole?
It's just being really nice so far. I mean, the city is really nice. The people are really nice. We probably have the nicest fan base in the league. The guys are unbelievable. You guys, just like coaching staff, management, social team, equipment staff, everybody's just great. So I'm being really lucky so far to being here.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of your past experiences in the ECHL, but bring me back first to this summer when you kind of started the process with head coach Everett Sheen and how you landed to become a Steelhead.
Yeah, so I want to say it comes probably in the middle of this summer. I got a text from my buddy Dawson Bartow, who played there for a couple of years, and he was just checking on me, what was my plan, what I was doing, and at that time I didn't really know what was going on with me. I was in talk with my agent, and Bart just said that Sheener's gonna give me a call, and he just wants to talk to me. So a couple days later, Sheener just called me, and right away it just clicked. We talked for probably 30 minutes the first time, and we were both just on the same page, and my goals and his goal and the team goals, and I just wanted to come to a place. And obviously I heard so many great stuff about Idaho. It's one of the best spots to play in the ECHL, so that was easy for me. And like I said, me and Sheener just clicked right away the first conversation, and we kept going. We had another talk, and right after I signed, we had another talk, and I was just so excited to come here. So, yeah.
Well, it seems like everything that you were told from Bart has kind of been fulfilled, and I'm sure that was in the first couple of games of the season. I know it's a little tough right now. We're in the midst of this long 6-game road stretch, but began the season with 4 straight games on home ice. I mean, what was it like your first game in the Idaho Central Arena?
I mean, to be honest, the first game I had goosebumps. I played in big arenas before, and this one is not super big, but just how the fans are passionate, and how fans care about the team, and how they want us to succeed, and it's just being really, really nice. And like you said, we had 4 games straight at home, so just to be able to kind of set it up a little bit, kind of okay, I know where I'm going, I know what kind of situation it is and everything. It's just been so nice, and we just can't wait to play here again.
Let's talk about last weekend for a little bit. You guys go to Tahoe, a place that no one on this team had ever been. First-year team in the Tahoe Night Monsters. You guys fall on Thursday, bounce back mightily on Friday, but then ultimately fell in the series finale on Saturday. So probably not the results that you guys were looking for, but I'm sure there are still some positives to take away from the trip.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it was the first time for everyone, just a new city, a new place to go. So it was nice outside of the range just to see what was going on there. Obviously, not the road trip that we expected. I think we have to fix maybe a couple things. We had a good practice today, so we fixed a couple things. But it was only game 7.
Yeah.
We start game 5, 6, 7. I think there. It's the season's so young. So we have to take care of business, but at the same time, it's still so early in the season. We have a really good group of guys. We're all tight. We have a really good team, hockey-wise, and Sheener and Keenan are really 2 good people and 2 good coaches. So everything's gonna figure out well. Yeah.
Kind of talk about the practice today, what you guys worked on, and kind of what the message was heading into this week.
I mean, just keep the effort. Just keep the effort. Basically, we want to be the hardest team to play every single night, even if it's not easy playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or we did last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But there's no excuse. That's our job. That's what we love to do. So like I said, just the effort. We kind of fix some couple things. We work on things, and like it didn't really went well in Tao. And obviously, we gotta have a good test in Savannah. They're a good team, but we are a good hockey team, and we're just gonna go there and win games.
Let's talk about Savannah, and we'll get into your background coming up here in just a couple of moments. But you actually played in Savannah's home opener, I believe, last season when you were with Norfolk. So another building that most of this team has never been in before. So what can you tell us about what that atmosphere was like? Because similar to Boise, their fans very passionate. Obviously a newer team to the ECHL, but a very passionate fan base, and that place gets rocking and rolling.
Yeah, that place gets rocking and rolling. We gotta have to be on our toe. We're gonna have to be ready. Really nice building. It's like brand new. I think it's probably their second or third year in the league.
Third year, yeah.
I've been there once last year, like you said, for the home opener, and that building was just rocking. So we're gonna have to be ready, like right from the bat. But yeah, it's a cool spot.
Talk about buildings. I mean, you've played in a handful, numerous amounts, whether it's junior hockey, the AHL level, ECHL level. I'm sure it's actually easier to play maybe in a building that is like that, where it's loud and energetic, versus one that, there might not be that many people in. It's probably pretty easier to get up when the building's a little loud, even if it is a road game for you guys.
Yeah, no, totally. Just like even if they're cheering for the other team, like we still like feel like the vibe, we still feel the energy. So it's easier for us to just get like fired up and like wants to play and wants to win game. Because like when you play a game, then like there's no vibe or there's just no fans. Like it's kind of hard to like getting going a little bit. Like your legs are just a little bit heavier, but no, it's really nice to just every time we go on the road and the fans show up, it's just really cool.
All right, let's get to know Thomas Caron a little bit better here. I apologize if I butcher the pronunciation of your hometown, but give me a try here. Candiac?
Yeah, it's good. That's
Candiac is how would you pronounce it?
Candiac.
Candiac.
Yeah.
So I was 100%.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, Candiac. Now is this what would you call it? Because I'm as an American, sometimes I get confused. So maybe you can tell us. Like sometimes I see Quebec and then I see Quebec City after a town. So what is the difference for those that don't know?
So basically, Quebec City is just a city, and Quebec is like the province.
Province. Okay.
So.
All right. So you're Candiac, Quebec City.
No, just Candiac, Quebec. Quebec City is just like it's like Quebec City, Quebec.
Oh.
That's like a name of
Gotcha.
a city, and Quebec is just like a province.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Candiac, Quebec, because it looks like it's just outside of Montreal. Tell us what it was like growing up in Candiac.
Yeah. So basically, it's probably, I want to say, like without traffic, it's probably like 20 minutes from downtown Montreal. So obviously, like I'm a big Canadiens fan.
Yep.
Hockey-wise, when I was growing up, I've been to a lot of games with my dad and my little brother. We have a nice little group of guys when I used to work out there and everything. Now I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, because I play there and my girlfriend lived there. So we just took the decision to just that's our own base. But my parents' house still there. All my brothers are there. All my family's in there. So it's nice to go there. It's like a little small, but it's nice. It's nice.
What back to kind of Candiac, Quebec. I mean, mentioned going to Canadian games at a young age. I mean, that area in general, I mean, you're practically born into hockey skates. So when did you get into the game of hockey? I'm sure it was like 2 years old, probably.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, just in Canada in general, people are just really addicted to hockey. But I feel there's another level when you're from Montreal.
Yeah.
It's just the fans are just so passionate about the team, and every single kids wants to play hockey when they're 2 years old. So my mom and dad just, I don't know, put me in hockey when I was probably 2 or 3 years old, and I just fall in love with the game, and here I am 20-something year later.
Was there any other sports that you played growing up, or was it always hockey from the start?
It was pretty much hockey from the start. I played soccer like when I was really, really, really young, just for fun, just to try to do something else, but it was hockey all the way.
You mentioned Montreal Canadiens. I So they no Stanley Cup since you've been alive.
No, 93 the last time.
93 the last
Yeah.
time. Actually, it's been a long time since we've seen a Canadian team win the Cup.
I agree.
Isn't
I
that
agree.
when's the last Canadian team to win a Cup? I can't remember if it was.
Vancouver, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Nonetheless, let's.
I mean, last year, Edmonton lost.
Close, yeah.
Or close. 93, my girlfriend's dad played for Montreal when they won the Cup in 93.
Actually?
So, yeah, actually, yeah.
Wow. Well, so that kind of leads me, and I was going to ask you, who were some of your idols, some Canadian players that you followed as a kid that you kind of wanted to almost be like?
I mean, when you're from Montreal and like when you're my age, you just think about those Alex Kovalev and all those crazy moves he was doing and how good of a player he was. I didn't have the chance to see Patrick Roy playing, but I had it in junior, like we're probably going to talk later. But just like my dad is also like a huge Canadian fan, and like obviously like he's older than me, so he just told me so many stories about all those great players. It's just such a first-class organization with still 24 Stanley Cups. So I just take a lot of pride of being from Montreal and cheering for the Habs. Yeah.
What was your favorite memory as a kid at the Bell Center in Montreal? One that sticks out the most?
Probably when I had the chance to go like between Perez, like on like the Zamboni kind of thing, and just like you just look at the crowds and people are just like cheering for you, and you're like, I don't know, like 9 years old, and you're like, holy shit, like what's going on here? So that's probably my favorite moment, yeah.
Let's go into your career a little bit. We mentioned getting into the game at an early age. You played parts of 4 seasons with the Quebec Remparts in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Now, were you drafted into the QMJHL, or how did the process work to ultimately end up in that league?
Yeah, so basically I played midget my 2 years, and the Quebec Remparts just drafted me, and I don't know, when I got drafted, we just had like, again, like a good vibe, and like they wanted me, and obviously like I really wanted to go there. Like it's probably like one of the best spots in the CHL to play, so it was just so easy, and like it's probably like a 2.5 hour drive from my hometown. So basically for me it was just like a no-brainer. I didn't really have like another option at that time, so I was just, okay, let's just go there. And it was probably the best years of my life, to be honest. Like when you play junior, you literally play hockey, go to school, sleep, and on repeat. But just to be able to do it in that organization, it's just like another level. It's just another level, yeah.
Well, we talked about buildings earlier in hockey that get loud, and I think back in the day was it called the Pepsi Center? The name might have changed now. But
yeah, the Pepsi Center.
So it's still the Pepsi Center?
No, it's switched for the Videotron Center.
Oh, okay. They're taking over up there.
Yeah, they are.
But back to buildings that get rocking and get loud. That is probably one that is up at the top of the list, isn't it?
Top one for sure. I'll remember for the rest of my life when I finished my my last midget season, and the next year when I came into Quebec City, their home opener. I used to play in front of maybe like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And the opening night, it was probably like 18,000 people, and you're like 16 years old. You're like what's going on here? And like you're just like a junior kid basically, and just it's like more than like some NHL rings.
Yeah.
So it was just like the fans there are just unbelievable. They're like behind the team. They're cheering for you. The city is just amazing, and like I said, just the team in general, like they just first class.
Yeah.
First class.
Well, we talked earlier about being a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. Now, you played for Patrick Roy, who's obviously an NHL legend, Hockey Hall of Fame, and a Canadiens legend of that. I think he played parts of 3 seasons with the Remparts as Patrick Roy as your head coach. I mean, that experience had to be absolutely amazing.
It was. I mean, when we got the news, then the old head coach was kind of like part away with the team. We didn't really know what was going on and like who was about to get in charge, but we kind of like had like rumors, and maybe Patrick Roy was going in, and everybody was just like, I remember when we were in the room and we're just waiting to see like what was going on, and it was like oh, Patrick was gonna come. Patrick was
Yeah.
gonna come, and we're like, holy God, Patrick Waugh, like you're like this guy is just like a
the same
legend.
Patrick Waugh.
Exactly, and like when you just like show up first time, like when he was talking, I remember I was just like, okay, like Patrick Waugh is just like right there, and like he's gonna be my head coach, and like so like it took us like a kind of like a couple weeks to kind of like figure out, like guys are just bringing like jerseys and like
coach, can I get your autograph?
and like but he was so good with us about that. Every time he was like, oh, you guys just put it on my office, I'm just gonna sign a letter, and every single day he signed everything. So that was like, even for like her families, like it was just like, sure. So it was really good. I think her connection kind of like grow my last year when I got named captain. We just sit with a coffee every morning and just chit chat about everything what was going on, about junior, about the NHL, and he just told me so many stories. And like it was to be able to have that kind of conversation with a guy like that when you're 20 years old, like you're still a kid, like what do you? So just to be able to have that kind of conversation with him every single day and just work with him, I grow as a player like crazy, and just like a human, like he seemed like so much, and like he just taught me so many great things, and I'm really happy to have it. Yeah.
He's definitely a pretty fiery guy. That's for sure. Right?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, when you did something good, he would have tell you for sure, but when you did something bad,
he'd let you know too.
Yeah, you have to sit in your chair and just
just gotta own it, huh?
Yeah, you just have to soak it.
What was it like seeing him be named head coach of the New York Islanders? Because I think that kind of caught a lot of people in the hockey world maybe off guard.
Yeah, actually, when he got the job in New York, like the rest of that was rumors, and he was going there, or maybe there, or there. But when he finally made his decision and go to New York, even for me it was a shock. Like I was like, Islanders, like
yeah,
what, like
weird.
What's the reason why? So I just sent him a text and I just say, hey, like congrats, welcome to like the Big Apple, whatever. And he just replied to me like, oh, like I'm so happy, like it's just like it's gonna be perfect for me. So I'm just really happy. Like I said, I'm just really happy for him. I think he's doing a tremendous job there. They have a really good team, and he's a Hall of Famer, so he's gonna be good everywhere he goes. So
let's talk about some connections. The hockey world's such a small world, and staying on the topic of the Quebec Remparts and tying it in with the Idaho Steelheads, I think you know exactly where I'm going with this question.
Yeah.
Roman Rodzinski, a player that you guys played, what was it, 3 years together?
Yeah,
in
we
Quebec?
played 3 years in Quebec. Yeah.
So
together.
what's it been like reuniting with him? I'm sure you guys had a pretty good relationship back in junior. You guys both seem like pretty nice people, from what I can tell so far.
Yeah. I mean, me and Rods back in the days in junior were really, really close. We did everything together. Our Billet's families was living like 5 minutes from each other, so we're like basically like always together. And when I wait till I like sign like officially before texting him, but I really wanted to text him like during the summer.
Yeah.
But when I got the confirmation and I signed the contract and everything, I just shoot him a text, and we're both just so happy to be reunited together. And so far, since we're back together, it's been really nice. Yeah.
Awesome. And earlier you touched on your connection with Winnipeg, Manitoba, and that's a connection here with the Steelheads as well. You and Ty Pelt and Bice played a little together a couple of seasons ago in the AHL with Manitoba.
Yeah, me and Bicer actually lived together for I think it was Bicer's second year, maybe. It was my first year when he was out of college. So we're roommates a little bit, so we kind of get to know each other. We played a couple of years together, like you said before, and obviously I knew then Bicer was playing here, so that was kind of like a little plus for me. But I'm just so happy to be back with him. Like, he's such a good player, and he's such a good person. So it's just nice to get to know new people. But when you come to a new town and you know old faces, it's just a little bit easier to.
All right, we'll get into our Would You Rather segment. I got one more question for you. You mentioned that connection with Bicer. Talk about your guys' line, yourself, Ty Pelton-Bice and Hank Caron, you guys teamed up with one another essentially right at the start of training camp. You played all 7 games now with one another. All 3 of you guys are flourishing, and it seems like it was one of those things where it was instant chemistry. Did you feel that in the early goings?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, me and Bicer play like on the same line. We're in Manitoba, so like that connection was there for sure. And when you add Croner is just such a smart hockey player, so much skills. And like you said, since day one we've been together, and since the first practice we just, I don't know, something just clicked, and we kind of like know where everyone's going. Like we kind of like we like talk a lot to each other just to kind of like try to like grow as a line. But the connection is there for sure. Yeah.
All right. I'll only ask a couple of these. I won't ask all of them. Or maybe I will. See any answers. All right. We'll just reset it here. We'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Cam McGuire here, sitting alongside Steelheads forward Thomas Caron. Well, nickname, Tom, Tommy, Ronnie. Do you have one in particular that you like the best, so I don't offend you?
I mean, since I'm here, it's been Ronnie. Caron came with that nickname day one of camp, and since that, he's just been calling me Ronnie, and I kind of like it because it's different. Like I never really had that nickname before. Like my name is Thomas, so like everybody just call me Tom or Tommy. And when he showed up one day with that Ronnie nickname, I was like, okay, that's kind of good. So I want to say here my nickname is probably Ronnie. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're rolling with Ronnie, and Ronnie, I got a little segment here of some would you rather questions, all PG. Some might get to PG-13 level, but we'll roll with that when we get to that. So. All right. Would you rather? And I want to, I want you to answer the question, but then maybe give me a little explanation, maybe a little reasoning why you decided to go with that. So, nonetheless, would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite food, or a lifetime supply of your favorite beverage?
Favorite food.
What would your favorite food be if you're going to go with that answer?
Probably a just good old steak.
Steak.
It's just, I don't know, like food is just like. You have to take care of your body. Like, I don't know, it's like just like a cliche, but like we have to eat good. We have to like be ready for whatever. And steak is just my favorite meal. So for me, it's just like a no-brainer.
Lifetime supply of steak. Have you found a good steak here in Boise?
I didn't really have the chance to go out a lot yet for dinner because obviously with the games, and now we're on a road trip kind of straight. But there's for sure some places then they have really good steak. Yeah.
All right, steak. Get this guy a lifetime supply of steak if you're watching here.
Yes, please.
Would you rather have the power of, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this word right, so bear with me, folks, telekinesis, which is moving objects with your mind, or telepathy? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right either. That'd be reading minds. So would you rather have the power of moving objects with your mind, let's get those fancy words out of here, or reading minds?
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably reading minds.
I think I'd go with that one,
Probably
too.
reading minds. I can just move things by myself. I don't need to do it with my whatever power that I have. But reading minds, it's kind of hard to, like, you can really read minds. So just to be able to, like, have that power would be cool,
Yeah, like, right now, I wish I could read your mind. You're probably thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about?
Maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button in your life?
A rewind or a pause?
So like in
probably a pause, like rewind. Like I don't really think about the past that much. Like it's just move on to the present.
So you're like a guy, you want to be in the moment.
Yeah.
You hit pause in a good moment and you kind of just look around and you're like, wow, I am so honored to be sitting next to Cam McGuire.
Exactly. Just like take a moment and realize you're sitting right by you. It's making my day today.
Well, I know we're kind of on a timeline here today, so I don't want to hit that pause button. But if you ever need to hit the pause button, I'll kind of invent one for you. So
Perfect.
You just come find me.
Sounds good to me.
Would you rather only be able to whisper or be able to shout, which I tend to do more than I do whisper?
I'm not really a big like loud.
Yeah, you're kind of a quiet guy.
I'm kind of like a quiet guy,
Not in a bad way.
So just whisper.
Probably whisper.
I don't really yell that much.
All right, we'll go down the middle there. I'll be the shouter.
Sounds
you can be
good.
the whisperer. Would you rather live in a world with no technology or a world with advanced technology, but no personal privacy?
No technology.
Yeah,
for sure.
I see.
That's
I'm the
a
same way.
no-brainer.
I knew you're a pretty simple guy.
That's a
It seems
no-brainer
like.
for me. That new technology is just getting crazy.
Now, are you on all the social media? Are you on the TikTok and Twitter and Facebook? Are you on all that?
Yeah, I am, but I don't know. Like it just feels it's getting crazier and
Yeah,
crazier.
you don't seem. I mean, you seem like a guy that has it, but you don't necessarily absorb by it.
I go once in a while, like when I'm bored or just whatever. Like, but I go on like those kind of thing, like Twitter. I go a lot just to like kind of like
For
the
news.
sports,
Yeah,
exactly,
that's
news
yeah.
or like the election or today. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like cool to just go out there and see what's going on.
Right.
But I'm not a big, no.
Well, speaking of technology, it kind of reminded me. I saw you got. Well, we did a little chair swap
Yeah.
on the plane the other day, and
Yeah.
it's because you wanted to play video games with Connor McEachern.
Yeah.
Were you guys playing the Switch, Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch there?
I have a Nintendo Switch, so I brought it on the plane, and me and Croner played to go there, and Mac was looking at us, and I feel he just really wanted to play.
He felt left out.
So, exactly. Yeah. So we're just trying to figure out how we can play. So
you wanted to include him.
Exactly.
That's
so
a nice guy right there.
So I had to ask you to switch.
Nice guy too. All right, a couple more here. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly in the sky?
Fly in the sky.
I'm right there with that.
Fly in the sky for sure.
Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal trainer for your life?
Probably trainer.
Yeah.
I love cooking. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
What's your go-to meal that you cook?
I don't know. Like I just literally try like a bunch of like new stuff. I love, like I said, trying new things, recipe. But if I have to do something, it's just like a good steak. Yeah.
All right, this is kind of my last one. This kind of leads me into: would you rather have the ability to speak with animals or speak all human languages?
Animals, probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, animals. I just have new puppies, so
Well, yeah.
I'm a really big animal guy.
What
so
kind of
probably,
puppy did you get, by the way?
German Shorthair Pointer.
Oh wow! So he, she,
He.
name we got?
Dallas.
Dallas. He's probably gonna be pretty big then, huh?
They say like 45 to 50 pounds.
Oh, that's
so
not too
That's
big.
not too bad, no.
Lastly, speaking of languages, I mean, we talked earlier tonight. Growing up, Montreal. I mean, we'll go to Trois-Rivières in about a month now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in that Montreal area, and I feel like I'm lost on an island because everyone is speaking French, and I'm sure your first language was French. When did you learn English? Because it's actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was when I moved to Manitoba my first year. It was really bad, to be honest. Like, I had trouble ordering stuff.
Yeah, well, that's me in Montreal. I can't do anything.
So, but like you just have to like figure it out. Like you literally need it for like if you want to go out, or if you want to watch the news, you have to. Or like, but I just started like reading books or like watch movies in English.
Now, did they give you did you have like a teacher, or were you just kind of all on your
I
own?
mean, I learned a little bit when I was at school, but it's kind of like the basics. Like you want to go to the bathroom,
right?
Or just like really classic. But the fact that my girlfriend's from there and she's English, it helped like a lot. Like I pretty much just speak French now, just with my parents.
Right.
Awesome. The rest is just English. Yeah.
Well, Thomas, we appreciate the time
you.
today. Sorry,
Thank you.
Ronnie. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
it. I'm never
Ronnie.
calling you Thomas again.
Yeah.
I'm calling except on air, but I'm
That's
calling
all
you
good.
Ronnie
That's all
moving
good.
forward. Appreciate the time,
Thank
and
you. Thank
look
you for
forward to
having me.
chatting as the season
Thank
goes
you.
along.
Appreciate it.